After seeing ETC news, and I've actually ignored this movie for a while, but after seeing ETC news, there was a few things that it was actually brought to light for me. I ended up finding out that this movie is going to be a reboot, and it's not going to be in anywhere, shape, or form related to the original. Which means that the marketing that they did to try to get people to watch this movie, or at least watch the trailer, was false. They literally tried to draw you in with nostalgia. And honestly, 2016, 2015 were notorious for that. They were notorious for the reboots, and they were notorious for trying to draw you in, at least my generation, in for nostalgia's sake. Which kind of does piss me off. That's false advertising. You're asking us to pay $20 or $10 or however much it costs in your state or country of seeing this movie and expecting what you think you're going to be expecting, and you're not getting it. That's wrong. That is absolutely dirty. And that's the reason why a lot of people probably don't like going to the movies anymore. I don't really have any facts or any numbers of how many people have not been to the movies at all or decide not to go anymore, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a decent number. And I mean decent as in huge. But other than that, here's my reasons why I do not like the new reboot of Ghostbusters. And there's going to be a lot of things a lot of people don't want to talk about, but I'm going to be real here. One thing is, there's no reason to have 4 women. Seriously, this is coming from a woman. There's absolutely zero reason to have 4 women as a cast in this movie. If you're going to make a complete reboot, make it different. Every single last female in this cast is the female counterpart of the original. You got the female Ray, which is played by Jenny McCarthy's sister, Melissa McCarthy. Then you got a female Peter, which has blonde hair. You have a female Egon, which have brown hair. I don't know their names because I don't watch SNL. And then you got a female Winston, which is pretty much Medea times 1,000. Seriously, she's a Medea clone. That is all she is. And for those that have not seen any Tyler Perry movies with Medea on the title, if you go and watch it, you'll see what I mean. But don't watch it in its entirety. Just watch a few snippets and then you'll get an idea. But other than that, she's a Medea clone. And then, I guess, I don't want to say insult to injury, but honestly, I will say that this is pretty freaking sad. You got Chris Hemsworth being the secretary, just like how Annie Potts was a secretary in the original. Now, Annie Potts was not there for sex appeal. And I'm not saying that she is not sexy or attractive as an individual, as a person, outside the character. But her character was just a woman trying to make money. The same thing as Winston. And Winston was well-spoken. He was well-spoken everyman that everybody can kind of relate to in the movie, that he could actually speak the scientific stuff in layman terms to not make it overwhelming for those that try to decipher what Ray was saying. He actually did make it, dumb it down for everybody. But you got the black, you got the female version of Winston. Yes, the black female version of Winston. That is a Medea clone. Absolutely no significance at all, in my opinion. She's just a standard black stereotype. That's pretty much what it is. And I guess maybe in black comedy, people think that that's the norm. But there are actually some black comedians that actually do have a bit of substance. I'm not saying she's not a great actress, but I am saying that that's what her character is portrayed to me. But you don't see a lot of chemistry with these women at all. You see them as the female counterparts of the old, which in a way is weird because they're trying to not make it attached to the old, but in a way it is attached to the old because they're all female counterparts of the past one. That was 30 years ago. But other than that, you don't see a lot of chemistry with these women like you would with the original one. When it came to Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Bill Murray, and Harold Ramis, and dare I say even Rick Moranis and Sigourney Weaver, even though they weren't the original Ghostbusters, the entire cast had amazing chemistry. You don't see that much in this movie at all. You just don't. Even with the snippets that were there, you just see that they were there. They were just there. There was no chemistry with these women at all, and that's what made the movie great. Was the fact that all 4 of those men were able to blend together so well. You don't see it with these women at all. And can we talk about Chris Hemsworth? Chris Hemsworth is just there for pure sex appeal. That's it. We've seen him as Thor. We know how hot he is. He's just there to be hot. Seriously, Annie Potts was not there to be hot. She was there as every secretary that you can literally That I mean, you can literally see on an everyday basis. She was just there for a woman making money. We know that Chris Hemsworth is just there for sex appeal. Seriously, that's it. And as for the plot, we know zero about the plot. We've actually seen a trailer that, in my opinion, was just horrible. But the only thing that they were like, people are bringing ghosts into Manhattan. We must stop them. That's it. That's the entire plot, folks. Nothing more into it. Not at all. This is not something that they stumbled upon like in the original. This is something that they stumbled upon. They were actually wanting to go into business in the paranormal, and they stumbled upon paranormals. This is just a plot that was thrown together. Okay, we have to have a villain, and then we have to have a plot of what they were doing, and then boom, there you go. And I don't know. This just seems like a plot that a 4-year-old would make, or a 5-year-old would make in their own little personal fan fiction that was drawn in crayon. This is how I'm seeing it. Especially, can we talk about the candy-coated ghosts? Yes. The candy-coated spirits are what they are. They're candy-coated. Something that you would see from radioactive slime. Like something that you would see off the Ninja Turtles cartoon. How the mutagen looked in the cartoon is how these ghosts looked. They looked like mutagen. Seriously. And they look like also something straight out of the Haunted Mansion movie. And we all know how bad that movie was. Guys, if they actually did this as a passing of the torch, I would let it slide. I really would, because it would be great to see Dan Aykroyd on screen again. Especially talking about what happened to Harold Ramis, this character Egon, and also what happened to Winston as well as with Ray. I'm not Ray, Peter. It would have been great as a passing of the torch. But with these women, and yes, I don't watch SNL, so I don't know their names fully. It's just, they're just there. They just are. And then the only unique aspect, actually I can't even say it's unique, because the same thing happened with Sigourney Weaver's character, Dana. Dana was possessed by Zool. Actually no, she was the keymaster, and no, she was the gatekeeper, and you got Rick Moranis, his character, I can't remember his name right now, but he played the keymaster and she was the gatekeeper. She was possessed in the movie, as well as Rick Moranis' character. Gosh, what's his name? But if you know his name, leave in the comments. But other than that, he was turned to a demon dog, and then she was turned to a demon dog. They were possessed. That's nothing new. But you gotta like, oh, these people these ghosts can possess their human counterparts as a host or something like that. But I'm like, this is nothing new, because Dana and, gosh, I don't remember his name. They were both possessed, and they were both turned into demon dogs. So that's nothing new. Other than that, guys, I don't think this movie is going to be good. The trailer has had its worst negative markings I have ever seen. Like, nothing but dislikes. And this is probably coming down as the world's most hated movie. A lot of people are like, we're going to be pleasantly surprised. No. Because in this day and age, secrets are hard to keep. Seriously. When it comes to movies, they actually tell everything in the trailer. They tell everything in the trailer to try to draw you in, but they give you a bit too much. We are going to see what you're going to see. It is what it is. It gave you pretty much the entire movie on a silver platter. A silver platter that I will gladly push away, because it is just not good. And I'm not shelling out $10 to see a bunch of hot mess. I've already done that with Fantastic Four. I've learned my lesson. But other than that, guys, what are your thoughts about this? Do you think this movie is going to be surprisingly good? Do you think it's going to be awesomely bad? What do you think about the 4 women characters? What do you think about Chris Hemsworth playing the secretary? I want to hear y'all's thoughts. And I'm going to try to be as objective as I possibly can, because I think this is a hot mess of a movie, and I am not spending my money to see it. But other than that, I want to hear what you have to say about it. Leave your comment in the comment section below, because honestly, these people don't deserve my money. I'm just going to be real. No.